Alright, here we are for take two. Evidently I did not have the mic on for the first set of videos that I put out for the train body, so hopefully now we will have that. So if you followed the first video as much as you can, that's fine, but I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and start over with this. Hopefully it'll go a little quicker this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with this rectangular base. Put in this circle, even though it says it's an arc right now under radius, and we'll put in the backside using a circle and lines and using the trim tool, and then we'll put in the holes and the features that we need to put in. It'll be on two different videos here. So we'll start off with the base. So go into the train body, got to go to the front, make a new sketch. Alright, so if I remember right, it is 5.5 inches long and 0.875 inches tall. Just to make sure that I have that right. Yep, 0.875, 5.5, and it's going to extrude back 2 inches. So I'm going to finish that sketch, extrude that back 2. Oops, fix that extrusion. It's only 1. Make that 2. And click OK, and there we go. Alright, so on the front of this piece, I'm going to create a new sketch. Make sure to orientate it correctly. And it looks like I'm going to use a circle, so I'm going to double the 0.75, so that's 1.5. And the center of the circle is at 1.375 from the bottom, and it's centered on the piece. So I'm just going to create a circle here. Somewhere up here, make sure I've got that, and I said that was going to be 1.5. We want it to be centered, so we want from here to be 1 inch. We got to take away a tangent that it doesn't like. All right, what are we doing here? Escape that dimension. It's supposed to go away. Let's show. All right, well, let's see what we can do here. Delete this gate. There we go. All right, so now that's moved over to 1, and then we want that height once again to be, and I've forgotten it, so let's take a look, 1.375. There we go, so we can see that that circle is in there, so we're going to go ahead and quit that. We're going to extrude that piece. We want to go the other direction, and by looking at this, it's going to be not the whole 5.5, but it goes back and stops at 1.75 inches short. So I'm going to extrude that 5.5 minus 1.75. Make sure that I have that in there. I think that's okay. And there we have the front part of the train as it looks. So on the back side, this is where things are a little tricky here. So as I look at the directions, the one down here at the bottom, this rounded piece is part of an arc, 2.35. I'm going to make it a circle. So I'm going to double that, so that's going to be 4.7. If I do my math correct, it tells me that the center of this circle is this point right here, so I'm going to put a point here, or I'm just going to put a center of my circle here, and we'll draw this out. I'm going to draw lines going straight up, and we'll trim away what it is that we don't want. So I've got here, I'm going to use my circle tool. I'm going to put it here, and I said I wanted that to be 4.7. And then from here I can dimension that I want this to be centered, so that needs to be 1, and that I need this piece to be 0.375 up from the bottom, so 0.375. And from there, that gives me that circle piece. So now I'm going to use my line tool, and I'm just going to make sure that I have things correct. So I'm going to make sure it's right on that line, go past it, and do that again for the other side. Now I can use my trim tool here to trim away the things that I don't want. And now I have that outline of that piece, and I can finish that. And now I'm going to go ahead and extrude that piece. I'm going to have to change the direction, and we said that that was 1.75. All right, so that gives us the outline of the train, gives us what we need there. So now we're going to put in this hole piece here. So this hole, or this rounded piece, has a radius, so it's saying it's an arc. I'm still going to use a circle here, but radius of 0.5, so a circle of 1. But as you look here, these are not curved down. These are straight lines here. So we're going to have to make some sort of adjustment with our circle, and I'll show you how we do that. So the center of the circle is 0.25 from the back and 1.75 up from the bottom, and it has a diameter of 1. So we're going to put a new sketch right on here. Use my circle tool. I want a diameter of 1. I said that this had a dimension of 0.25 from the side and 1.75 from the bottom. And then to finish this, to make it look correctly, we're going to use the line tool, and I'm just going to make sure that I have horizontal lines. I'm going to just draw them out here, one on the top and one on the bottom, and then I'm going to use my tangent constraint to make sure that I have them correctly put together. Since I've already dimensioned the circle, it'll make the lines move. So I'm going to make this tangent to that, and that tangent to that. And now I can once again use my trim tool to trim away the things that I don't want. And now I have my piece here, so I can finish this, and I should be able to extrude that piece. I don't want to add, I want to remove, and I want to make it go through the whole thing. So I've got my piece here that has the circle with the lines that come straight out on it instead of going up and down like that. And the last thing we're going to do here real quick is just going to put on this circle, this line that's right here, so a new sketch that's on there. We should already have a point here somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. That's okay. We'll use the point tool. We'll see if we can't find it. There she is. That was the center of the piece that we wanted. And now I can finish that, and I can put in my hole. And if I look here, that's this here. It has a diameter of 0.25 and a depth of 0.5. So a diameter, which is this top one, of 0.25 and a depth of 0.5. Please make sure when you're looking at your hole that this says custom for this hole. All right, when we start the next video, we'll show you how to do the other one. So we have this here, and this is a good place to stop right now. And we'll start with the second video here in just a minute.